Why does everything in the world, from a chair to a star, exist and become what it is? Welcome to episode 19 of our 100-part Ancient Greek Philosophy series, where we dive into Aristotle's Four Causes, a super tool for cracking the essence of reality. This 2,500-year-old wisdom can help us understand the reasons behind all things. Are you ready to have your mind blown? Let's get started. Hey everyone, I'm your guide on this epic adventure through ancient Greek philosophy. Today we're getting to know Aristotle, the legendary figure known as the father of philosophy. He was Plato's student but forged his own path, using the Four Causes to give us a fresh perspective on the world. In the last episode, we explored Plato's cave allegory and how to pursue truth through the world of forms. Today we shift to Aristotle, who brings the focus back to reality, teaching us to use logic and observation to analyze the causes of all things. Grab a spot, get a cup of water or coffee, and let's break down Aristotle's Four Causes step by step, and what it means for understanding everything from everyday objects to the universe. Let's go back to Athens in the 4th century BCE. It was an era of boiling thoughts, with philosophers, poets, and politicians debating the meaning of reality, truth, and life. Aristotle, born in 384 BCE, was a star student at Plato's academy, but he wasn't just a follower who nodded along. Plato believed the true world was the realm of forms beyond our senses, but Aristotle said, "Wait, let's look at this world." He was a realist, loving to observe nature, study things, and explain why they exist and why they're the way they are, using logic and evidence. His Four Causes are the core tool for analyzing reality, influencing science, philosophy, and even our daily life today. So what is the Four Causes theory? Simply put, Aristotle believed that to understand anything, a stone, a tree, a sculpture, you need to answer four questions. What is it made of? What shape or form does it have? Who or what made it happen? What is it for? These are his four causes: material cause, formal cause, efficient cause, and final cause. Sounds a bit abstract? Don't worry, we'll break it down with an example, and it'll be clear right away. Suppose there's a wooden table in front of you, and you want to analyze why it exists and why it's like this using Aristotle's Four Causes. First, material cause. What is the table made of? Wood. That's its material, the raw stuff. Second, formal cause. Why is the table a table and not a pile of scattered wood? Because it's shaped into a table form, with a top for legs, where people can eat or write. That's its form. Third, efficient cause. How did the table come about? A carpenter made it with tools. The carpenter is the efficient force that turned the wood into a table. Fourth, final cause. Why does the table exist? For people to use it for eating, writing, or working. That's its purpose. Simple, right? The Four Causes are like a universal framework to analyze the origins of anything, whether natural or man-made. Let's try another example. A bird. Material cause? The bird's body, feathers, bones, muscles. Formal cause? Its bird-like structure, wings, beak, body for flying. Efficient cause? Natural processes, like the bird's parents laying eggs, hatching, and the bird growing up. Final cause? Aristotle would say the bird's function. Flying, foraging, reproducing to continue the species. Aristotle believed everything has these four causes, whether natural or artificial. By answering these four questions, you can understand the essence of things more clearly. What's different from Plato? Plato said true reality is in the world of forms, and the material world is just imperfect shadows. For example, a table is just a copy of the form of table. Aristotle disagreed. He thought reality is right here. The table is a table, no need to find its perfect version in another world. The formal cause isn't some idea in the sky, but in the table itself, its shape and function. Aristotle brought philosophy back to earth, emphasizing observation and logic, not abstract forms. This made him a pioneer in scientific method, because he encouraged studying the real world and finding evidence. Let's dive deeper into the Four Causes and see how it helps us understand more complex things. For example, a person. Material cause? Our body, cells, bones, blood. Formal cause? Human structure and abilities, thinking, acting, speaking. Efficient cause? Parents giving birth to us, environment and education shaping us. Final cause? Aristotle would say the highest purpose of humans is happiness or excellent life, achieved through reason and virtue. This is key. Aristotle thought everything has a purpose, and both nature and human society are directed toward some good. This makes his philosophy not only explain the world, but also guide how we live. Aristotle's four causes aren't just theory, they're super practical. Think about science today. We study animal behavior, planetary motion, even AI algorithms, and behind it all are echoes of the four causes. For example, scientists studying a star ask, what is it composed of? Material cause. Aristotle's influence is unbelievably huge. His four causes laid the foundation for logic, biology, physics. He wrote countless works covering ethics, politics, metaphysics, even literary criticism. His school Lyceum became a center for research and knowledge, influencing the Middle Ages, Renaissance to modern science. For example, Newton studying motion, Darwin studying evolution, all use Aristotle's method: observation, classification, finding causes. His thought is like a bridge connecting ancient Greece to the modern world. But the four causes also have controversy. The final cause is especially debated. Aristotle thought everything has a purpose, like trees for growth, reproduction. But modern science doesn't always accept purpose. For example, evolution says species change is due to random variation and natural selection, not for some purpose. Critics say Aristotle's final cause is like imposing human ideas on nature. However, even if modern science doesn't fully agree, his framework still inspires us to think systematically. Let's talk about Aristotle and Plato's contrast. Plato said the highest knowledge comes from the world of forms. Only reason can grasp perfect forms. Aristotle said, no, our knowledge comes from this world. He liked studying specific things: animals, plants, stars, human behavior. He even dissected animals to understand their structure. This down-to-earth attitude made him a pioneer in empiricism, emphasizing observation and experiment. His four causes are the crystallization of this attitude. Don't just think about abstract forms, look at the world in front of you. Ask why it's like this. Aristotle's philosophy also has an important part: his view on change. Plato's teacher Parmenides said change is an illusion. Heraclitus said change is everything. Aristotle stood in the middle. He thought change is real but has rules. He used four causes to explain change. Material stuff through efficient force becomes some form, toward some purpose. For example, an acorn material through sun and water, efficient, becomes an oak tree form. The purpose is growth and reproduction. This analysis of change makes Aristotle's thought both dynamic and systematic. Let's see how four causes guide life. Aristotle thought the highest purpose of humans is eudaimonia. Not simple pleasure, but an excellent life achieved through reason and virtue. For example, your highest purpose as a friend is loyalty and care. Material cause is your character and behavior. Formal cause is the traits of friendship, loyalty, care. Efficient cause is your effort and choice. Final cause is building meaningful relationships. Next time you set a goal, like learning new skills or improving health, try using four causes to plan. What resources do I need? What state do I want to achieve? How to achieve it? For what? This thinking can make your plans clearer. Aristotle had an interesting background with Alexander the Great. Imagine, this philosopher not only studied the universe, but also taught the future conqueror how to think. His four causes might have influenced Alexander, helping him analyze problems and formulate strategies. This reminds us that philosophy is not just theory, but can guide practical action. Let's have some practical takeaway. Want to try Aristotle's four causes? Next time you face a complex problem, like choosing a career or handling relationships, try asking the four questions. What is it composed of? What structure or form does it have? How did it come? For what? This can help you break down the problem more clearly. For example, choosing a career. Material cause is your skills and interests. Formal cause is the type of work you want to do. Efficient cause is your learning and effort. Final cause is your happiness and sense of achievement. This method can make you more rational in decisions. Finally, a summary. Aristotle's four causes is a powerful tool to understand the essence of reality. From tables to stars, from personal goals to the universe. It teaches us to observe, question, analyze, find the causes of things. His philosophy not only explains the world, but also guides us on how to live better. Next time you see anything, try analyzing it with 4 causes, see if you can discover new insights. That's it for episode 19.